Rizwan was a boy who knew hunger more than comfort. He lived in a small broken house at the edge of the village, earning a few coins each day by carrying water jars for neighbors and helping shopkeepers sweep their stalls. That evening, after hours of work, he had managed to buy only a small piece of bread and a bowl of lentils. It wasn't much, but to him, it was enough to quiet the rumbling in his stomach. He sat down on the floor, ready to eat, when he heard faint voices outside. An old couple stood near his door, shivering in the cold night air. Their clothes were torn, their faces pale with exhaustion. The man leaned on a stick while the woman's hands trembled as she held her stomach. "We haven't eaten all day," the old man whispered, almost ashamed to ask. Rizwan looked at his food. He had waited for this meal all day, but seeing the weakness in their eyes made his heart heavy. Without hesitation, he pushed his plate toward them. "Please eat this," he said softly. The couple hesitated, but hunger overcame their pride. They ate slowly, tears in their eyes, blessing the boy who had given away his only meal. Rizwan watched silently, smiling even though his own stomach remained empty. That night, he lay down on his thin mat, hunger gnawing at him, but a strange warmth in his chest gave him peace. Morning came, and Rizwan woke to another day of work. His hands were tired, his body weak, but his spirit was strong. Just as he was about to leave, a loud knock shook his wooden door. Startled, he opened it to see a tall man in fine clothes, his carriage waiting behind him. The man's eyes searched Rizwan's small house, then settled on the boy. "Are you the one who gave your food to an old couple last night?" the rich man asked in a deep voice. Rizwan was confused but nodded shyly. "Yes, sir. They were hungry, and I had food." The man stepped closer, his stern face softening. "That old couple you helped, they are my parents." Rizwan's eyes widened in shock. The stranger continued, "I had been away on business, and they went for a walk. They lost their way and were left without food or shelter. If not for you, they would have spent the night starving." Tears welled up in the rich man's eyes. He looked at the boy's bare feet and the cracks in the walls of his hut. "You gave away what little you had, while many with plenty would have turned them away." His voice broke with emotion. Rizwan lowered his head, embarrassed. "It was nothing, sir. They needed it more than I did." The man shook his head. "It was everything. Compassion like yours is rare." He signaled his servants, who brought baskets filled with bread, fruits, rice, and warm clothes. Rizwan stared at the gifts, unable to speak. "That's not all," the man said firmly. "From today, you will no longer work for scraps. I will sponsor your schooling, and you will live without hunger. A boy with a heart as pure as yours deserves a chance at a better life." Rizwan's eyes filled with tears. He had never dreamed of going to school. Survival had been his only concern. Now, this stranger was offering him a future. "Thank you, sir," he whispered, his voice trembling. The rich man placed a hand on his shoulder. "No, thank you. You reminded me that wealth means nothing without kindness." With that, he turned to leave, but not before instructing his servants to repair Rizwan's small home. That evening, for the first time in his life, Rizwan ate a meal without fear of tomorrow's hunger. He thought of the old couple's smile and the unexpected turn of fate. His heart swelled with gratitude, not just for the food or clothes, but for the promise of education. Days turned into weeks, and Rizwan began his schooling. He studied with determination, remembering that one small act of kindness had opened the door to his future. The villagers soon heard of the boy whose selflessness had touched a wealthy man's heart. Years later, Rizwan became a respected teacher, guiding children with the same compassion he had shown that night. People admired his wisdom, but he always said, "It wasn't wisdom that changed my life, it was kindness." And whenever he saw someone in need, Rizwan never forgot the lesson he had learned. Sometimes, giving away your little can return to you as everything you ever dreamed of.